But today we're going to talk about how credit works, how to clean that report and build that 750, which is key. Basically, how to build your credit and and what you can do with a 750 credits, how credit works, reporting, how the reporting works, a strong credit profile, your credit report. So we skimmed over a lot of this stuff. We went in depth into a couple topics with time. After you do that and you set it all up, we're going to go into the next phase, right? How do you actually structure it for the business credit? So this is important, right? So you understand what's in the credit report, you fix all of that stuff. But if you want to get business credit, you have to have certain things in place in order to get it. And I was giving nuggets as we walked through the difference between the consumer and the personal. But when it comes down to like payment history, it's important. You can't have
100%.
You just can't have it. You may find some people who just say, well, my friend so-and-so was able to get it and I had one. I was able to get it when I had one time, but I wasn't able to get it on all the bureaus because I had one and it was only reporting on one bureau. Mm-hmm. So it limits you on what you can get. Okay, but zero, that's the key. What do you guys think about structuring your credit? I think this is where most people kind of get lost.
Yeah, no, totally. Like I think, like you said, like making sure that payment history is 100%. Understanding, you want to have about 4 years. You want the accounts to be about 4 years old. No derogatory marks. There's this is the stuff, like you said, that you don't know. Yeah. You don't know that you need to do this part to have you don't know that you need to do this part, have your credit report ready to fully structure. And I think this is key.
Yeah, I was going to say too, like once you start understanding like those kind of branches, those important branches, some of those branches you may not be able to affect like right now, like history and time, you may not be able to do that, because time is what it is, unless you use the trade line strategy that Marcus talked about earlier. But utilization, you could affect that. There are a lot of ways you can affect utilization. What's the other one? Payment history, you can affect that too by just starting to pay your stuff on time, building it up, But I think some of those things you can kind of pick and choose what you can actually, what's your biggest bang for your buck, what you can affect now, and work on those now.
Yeah, 100% too. And like, the best time to start was yesterday.
Yeah.
And two, I don't want this to get lost, right? Getting that free report, that's something that's free, that's available. You can get it once a year. It's solid, it's real, it's not, even though like Credit Karma and stuff like that's come a long way, when you get that report, it's a solid report identifying what's on there, what's actually accurate to the time that you pull it out. And I'll share this little story. Derogatory remarks, like it's not just all about, missed payments. I had a judgment in Lake County for somebody suing me for something on my report for years. I never did nothing to nobody. I never got sued for anything, but it just sat there for years. It was a derogatory mark on my account. And the only reason why I looked into it was we were going to visit my sister-in-law and they wouldn't let me in to the facility because it looked like I had a record.
Wow.
And so it just kind of went from there, and then bam, I can see this thing on my my profile, And it was just there, and I wouldn't have known anything about it unless I actually pulled the report and looked to see what was there. So, but the structuring of the credit report, man, is key, especially when you're going out to get the business credit. So many people focus on, well, I'm at 800. An 800 credit score doesn't mean anything if you don't have a good mix.
Right.
So you want to have a good mix. Like JD, like you said, man, the credit utilization 10% or less. If you're at 8%, you're good. You know, if you're at 10.2, underwriting is underwriting. So they make a mark for a reason. If you're at 10.7, 11.2, that's over 10. You know, these are like strict underwriting rules when you're applying for credit, because with the right structure, man, you can get high limit credit card. So I've got a credit card, my highest limit business credit card, 40 grand. 40 grand. And I had to work my way up to that limit. But the objective is to get as much as you can. You want to get the $100,000 credit card.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a business owner.
Right.
You never know what you're gonna need when you need it. And when you need it is now. You don't need it later on.
True. But then, like, even to your point, I think the higher limit you can get, like, even you don't want to try to touch that limit, but like, you want to stay in that 10%, that 10% mark goes up higher for you too. So it's more you can do with that.
That's a good point. That's one of the ways you can increase that by getting more credit. Get more credit.
Exactly.
Then you got $1,000 on a $10,000 limit, 10%. You got $1,000 on $78,000. There's a whole lot less.
A lot more you could do with it. There's a lot more you could do with it and not have it overly affect your credit.
Yeah.
Just think about like the opportunities, man. You're in your business, you're rolling, and one of your competitors from across town decides they want to get out the game, retire, but they'll sell it to you for 50 grand. Right? You can gain their market share for 50 grand. But if you take it out of your cash flow, it may cause some disruptions.
Right.
But if you have a line of credit or a large enough credit card or whatever, you can work it out. You can do one of those balance transfer checks, or if you got a straight line of credit, easy line of credit check. But if you've been building up your credit lines as you grow in business, then you'll be able to take advantage of some of those opportunities that comes along.
Exactly.
Right.
But yeah, that structuring your credit is most important. And once you apply for funding, so we do business funding too, and we'll refer you to people who do like credit card stacking is kind of what they call it, but it's basically business funding for credit cards and credit lines and stuff like that. Before you would qualify, they'll make you clean your credit report. So everything we did in step one. And after everything's clean, they'll help you get in the position to make sure that your credit profile is structured appropriately. Because it's hard to go through the process, disputing, doing all that. You give it to the credit repair specialist. But when it's time for funding, there's certain criteria underwriting for each one of these lenders require. So all you got to do is make yours look like that.
Exactly. That reminds me of listening to Robert Kiyosaki talking about him getting denied for a lot of loans. And so he started asking them, okay, what do I got to do to make this work? And he was like, oh, this number's out of whack here. There's no need to be this, need to be that. Like, if you really study what your profile should be, you just map yourself out of that, the world's gonna open up for you.
Right.
Well, hey, we talked a little bit. I think we're running towards the end of this masterclass, I feel like we've been talking about doing this now for months and we never did it. JD finally was like, we need to do it. And I was like, we do need to do it. So
goes hand in hand with what we what we talked about, what we have, but I think even more so just helping people avoid the landmines we may have stepped on. You know what I mean? And how they can help themselves, get out there and, better themselves and use this stuff to leverage and, build their own dream.
I'm gonna give you the link, give everybody the link so they can go and check out the ebook if they have any more questions. We do not do credit repair, right? We just don't. But the ebook itself is like having us in front of you answering questions because it's the step by step. So we'll get the link of the link for the book.
To your point with the book, it think of that, like you said, we could be setting up a credit repair company, but I think one, instead of paying us $100 a month, you can pay $100 one time and have the information for life and spread it or whatnot. But then two, it's also a good gut check. It's gonna show how gritty you are. It's gonna show how bad you want it. Like you take this and think of it like a course for class or something like that, and really study it and utilize it. If you really study and utilize it, you'll get that $97 back in no time. You know what I mean? But it's a psychological thing. It's something that you have to want to do.
I got you stalled just long enough, man.
I got you. I got you, Mark.
Just long enough. Here, let me share my screen so everybody can know. So you can go to, and we'll update the link in YouTube.
Grandma said I should have been a lawyer, so there you go, man. You good.
So this is credit.simplyincrease.com/ebook landing page. Man, I think we need a better, easier name for that. But if you click on our video, you'll see it in the link. I'm going to go ahead and throw this link in Facebook too. So anybody want to check it out, start getting their stuff right, get their business in position. Anybody can do it. And this is something where if you need credit repair, it's a process to get it done. It's not impossible, but if you're already in a position where all you have to do is structure your credit, then man, this is something that can start right away within 30 days. So you'll be able to get some of these business credit cards that are pointed out in the book. That's me right there. I want you to succeed. So check out the website, go get the book. It's $1,500 worth of value because you get, the credit repair plus the process so you can repeat it over and over and over, not only for you, but for your family and your friends as well. So go ahead, get it, check it out. While it's $97, it's ticking down. We got about 43 minutes and we may or may not leave it there. I don't know. Is that the call to action right there?
That's fine. I like that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I see.
But hey,
get off of that thing.
But once again, a good week, good video, good topic, and we'll get to it next week. Again, everybody out there, thanks for watching the Triple Profits Podcast. Enjoy your week. Peace.